Welcome to the SNI Podcast. With deep roots in the Canadian regulatory landscape for the last 18 years, SNI has helped hundreds of companies get on the shelf quickly and compliantly so that they can sell more and grow their brands. On this show, you'll hear stories from SNI's clients, plus the team's insights on how to overcome your biggest compliance issues and create a standout brand in the food and natural wellness space. The SNI Podcast is your source for market compliance. Now, onto the episode.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Leanne Lutomsky, and I'm thrilled to be hosting this episode of the SNI Podcast. I'm joined today by my colleague, Dr. Lindsei Sarna, our Associate Director of Quality Assurance at SNI, and we're going to be talking about BAM, or Bioscience Association Manitoba. BAM is a nonprofit organization supporting members across the province of Manitoba in all areas of biotechnology. They are the voice of Manitoba's bioscience industry, and we are so pleased to be joined today by Kline, President of BAM. Welcome, Kim.
Welcome, Kim.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Kim, why don't we start with you telling us a bit more about BAM and what they do?
Okay. We are a not-for-profit industry association. We are member-driven, and we do so many things. We're a small but mighty team. Right now we have about 122 member companies here in the province, and all of our member companies actually fall under one or two of three subsectors. So we represent not only health biotech, we also represent ag biotech companies and clean biotech companies. Our companies are anywhere from startups with one person or this brilliant, smart person who has this great innovative idea, all the way to SMEs, which we call our small, medium-sized enterprises. And then we have multinational organizations as well. So 500 to thousands employees that we represent here in the province.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And why is BAM important to the province of Manitoba?
Well, I think we're important for lots of different reasons. I think that the most important thing I think that we do is we are a connector. We advocate for our companies. We connect people. We connect not only our companies with research, we connect our companies with post-secondary institutions. We liaise between government, other organizations, could be national organizations as well. Right. We will also try and connect our companies with certain funders. Maybe there's an opportunity for them to get grant money, or maybe it's just could be a wage subsidy program. That could be for hiring a new student, for instance. We do a lot of things. We'll host events. One of the major things that we do is we're actually funded through the Sector Council program here in Manitoba. And I just want to add this. Manitoba is the only province in Canada that actually has this program. So It's pretty unique across Canada. We're funded to do workforce development. The government sees a huge priority in making sure that those people that are employed are actually the highly skilled, and we want to retain them, right? Yeah. We want to engage them and retain them. And so in our industry, we are actually funded to provide workforce development training.
That's great.
Awesome.
I know, as members ourselves, some of the SNI team has had the privilege of attending some of the training sessions. We've participated in some of the events that are either hosted by BAM, subsidized by BAM, or even just promoted by BAM.
Yep.
Can you talk a bit more about benefits to BAM members?
Yeah, I mean, we have, like I always say too, like sometimes it's like gym membership, right?
Yeah.
You use it or you don't use it, but we offer subsidized training. We're actually allowed to, as well, help our companies. For instance, if there's specific training that they need, we will figure out the logistics. We actually will be able to subsidize that training for our companies so they can make sure that they get it. So it doesn't have to be something we're in particular offering. It could be something that a specific company might be looking for. For instance, regulatory training. There isn't always offerings throughout Manitoba for regulatory training, but we can actually bring a trainer in. we can coordinate all of that, and then we can subsidize it at a discount for our member companies, which is really, really neat.
Yeah.
Some of the other things we'll do roundtables. Again, we'll try to liaise. We'll bring in whether it's clinicians or researchers and industry. Again, as an industry association, we try to make sure that we're bringing those people together just to solve the problems that we have here in Manitoba, or just to, again, bring people together. We have our awards gala, our awards dinner every year, and I know you guys attended last year. We like to make sure that we're recognizing the key people, the key companies, the emerging companies that are here in our province, to make sure they get the recognition that they deserve. Yeah. We also do a lot of advocating. So, for instance, my role is a lot of government relations. I'll try to make sure that I'm introducing people to the right people. Lots.
It's lots.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so fortunate to have that here in Manitoba, for sure.
Yeah, and as part of our team, we utilize, there's a couple courses that stand out to me over the last year. We did a technical writing course through BAM that helped all of our staff at the time just kind of hone in on our skills. Yeah. And a few of us had the pleasure of participating in the leadership development course, which I know is ongoing too. There's been lots of kind of HR initiatives, leadership type courses that are offered, and can actually be a huge support to maybe other smaller companies that might not have that full time.
Absolutely.
Within their own.
So the leadership development program is sort of our, it's one of those programs that we've had for, I think, 15 years now. Wow. And, we try to make sure that it's relevant. We've changed it. We've changed the curriculum. Yeah. Our trainers are absolutely world-class, phenomenal, awesome. And the beauty of this particular program is that it's industry agnostic. So a lot of times people think when we put training on, they think it's science or science-y. Right. And it's not. My background actually is an adult trainer, educator. Okay. And so one of the things that I thought was really interesting when I first started at BAM was that I thought it was going to be science kind of training. Yeah. It's not. I would say probably 95% of what we offer is really about professional development skills. Yeah. It's really about honing those particular skills to be able to make sure that our companies have the most highly skilled workforce. Right. And again, I'm a big believer in training. Yeah. I think training your staff also leads to engagement and retention. Yep. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that all these wonderful, smart people stay here in Manitoba.
Love it.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah. It's fantastic. Definitely something we'll continue to utilize as we move forward.
Awesome.
Yeah. And the BAM team right now is made up of only women. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm proud to share that our team at SNI is about 3/4 women as well in our staff. I'd like to talk a bit more about some initiatives you have to recognize and maybe promote women in the bioscience industry.
Well, I think, again, I think I said this to you earlier, we didn't do that on purpose. It's, I love it. I think there's nothing better than working with a team of strong women who have each other's back. The team right now is the strongest it's ever been. I am so proud of the work that we do. And I think, too, the other thing I want to mention is that, we only are 7 of us, but I think we do the work of like 20, to be quite honest. And it's lovely. It is just a lovely work environment. Of course, we've got 2 positions open right now, and for me, it's always who's the best qualified, right? It's got to be who's the best qualified whenever we bring somebody in. But we do initiatives. We actually work quite closely on a program that we started a couple of years ago, and we like to make sure it's called Women in STEM. And if you go to our website, we have a whole page on Women in STEM, and then we do this whole marketing campaign because we have such amazing women in this industry here in Manitoba, and we love to make sure that we're celebrating them and shouting out loud and being proud of what is here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Great. What are some other interesting facts that you can share?
Interesting facts. Okay. Oh, I know what you want me to say. Okay. Yes.
It's a keyword.
So, let me. I want to just back up a little bit. When I actually took over in this role as president 3 years ago. I used to be the training and development director, and that's my background, right? So for 6 years, I was the training manager or the director of training and development, and I'm the one who actually coordinated all of the training pieces. And then I took over as the president, and I remember thinking at the time, oh my God, I don't know anything about science. What am I going to do? But you know, one of the things I really realized about who I am is that I can actually really promote this industry. That's something that I can do because I see just how strong it is here in Manitoba. One of the things that I found out probably 8 years ago, and I was like, what? The number one export in Manitoba, a lot of people think it's agriculture, or they think it's one proponent of agriculture. The number one export out of Manitoba is actually medicaments. And medicaments, people look at me like, what the heck is that? Medicaments, if you look it up, I think it's a French word, but if you look it up, it is pharmaceuticals, medicine manufacturing, and it is therapeutics, pharmaceuticals, vitamins, vaccines for human and animal use. That's the medicaments under Stats Canada. So when you go online to the federal government, that's exactly what it says.
Wow.
So Manitoba, the number one export last year was $2.7 billion in revenue for the province that was exported out of here. Number two was $1.5 billion.
Wow.
So you think it's just a huge export for this province. We actually have 9 companies here in Manitoba that produce medicaments. And the big four are Emergent Biosolutions, which is over at Smart Park. And they actually manufacture the Winrow vaccine. They actually manufacture the smallpox vaccine for all of Canada. They actually manufacture the anthrax vaccine for all of North America here in Winnipeg, plus a whole bunch of other things. We also have Bosch Health out of Steinbach, Manitoba, and Bosch Health has not only their name brand prescriptions that they manufacture there, but they also do over-the-counter drugs, and they are actually the largest manufacturer of medicaments here in our province. They have 500 plus employees there.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And again, people don't know they're there.
No, they don't.
No, we have IVC, Vita Health Nutrition, which is in Transcona. Nobody knows they're there. They're like the best kept secret. They've been around for 60 years. They actually do as well. They do vitamins. They're the largest manufacturer for vitamins in all of North America here in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
We're so lucky.
I know.
Wow.
I know. So let me tell you some other things. So even though medicaments is the number one export, the fastest growing subsector here in Manitoba is ag biotech, which includes as well the agri-food science piece and the nutraceutical piece as well. Clean biotech is actually growing quite fast as well. And I think that has a lot to do with the net zero focus, the whole sustainability focus. We call it bio products or byproducts that are actually produced, for instance, biomass. We have a lot of biomass in Manitoba, whether it be agricultural forestry, for instance. And so these are these really smart people that are coming up with these really innovative ways to solve a problem and create that whole sustainability piece with a lot of our companies that are happening here in Manitoba. So very exciting things happening.
Yeah. And I, when I was looking at the website, there were some facts that also really stood out to me as well. Like there's 14,000 full-time equivalents that currently work in the bioscience industry here in Manitoba, and they generate something like 9.9 billion in annual revenue. Yeah, like those numbers to me are so impressive, and they really speak to the fact that we do have so much talent here. And it's very exciting because when it comes to innovation and growth, you need that talent as that fuel to the fire. So it's amazing that, we have all that here. And we're also very fortunate that we have BAM, who is able to, be the voice for this industry and raise awareness. Because, like science is exciting, and it's constantly changing and evolving, and there's trends, and you guys are on point with all of them and creating those liaisons within the industry. So thank you for that.
Thanks. So I just want to touch on that. We have over 14,000 people that are employed within the industry. The really neat thing about that is that we have a statistic that 58% of those 14,000 people have a bachelor's degree or higher. So we have a highly educated workforce, which then, relates to high salaries, which then relates to more economic value for our province. So I like to say we've got lots of smart people,
Lots.
Yeah, lots. And that's the other thing too. We're actually funded to make sure that we're filling the pipeline. So liaising between industry and post-secondary institutions is really, really important.
Right.
We are the voice from industry. So our industry survey that we do every 2 years, one of the questions we ask is, where do you hire your students? Mm-hmm. When you hire a student, which post-secondary institution do you hire them from? And then what are some of the gaps that you see? Or what we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out, how do we keep hiring these post-secondary students into our businesses, and how do we keep them here? And that's really important.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's about, raising awareness to start as they're training and as they're going through schooling, and just to be able to know what's offered. Absolutely. To know the options is important.
Absolutely.
And, you touched on raising awareness, and I know that at the annual general meeting, you had talked about billboards.
Yes.
That are up in Winnipeg.
Yes.
Winnipeg and Brandon.
Yep.
Very cool. Yep. So something that some local people can look out for here.
Yeah. So I think back to raising awareness, that was one of the things that we were trying to do, right? We're just trying to really raise awareness about how strong this industry is here. Because again, I don't think we celebrate and be proud out loud as much as we should be.
Yeah, exactly. So much talent. Yeah.
And what are some of the up and coming biotech trends that you're seeing for 2024 and beyond?
What would I say? I think, like I said earlier, ag biotech is actually one of the fastest growing industries right now in our province. Our province also has a huge focus on the protein strategy and the protein initiative. And that's a huge piece as well of biotech or bioscience. I also see a little bit of a focus, like I said earlier too, around clean biotech, because of our not only just our federal focus, but our world focus on net zero and sustainability, and really figuring out how to close those gaps in supply chains, right? That's a huge piece. But I think one of the big pieces is artificial intelligence. I think that's something that if I was going to sit my kids down now, I would say, I think you need to look at that.
Yeah, I'd say almost every day I read some industry report talking about its application, whether it's clinical trials, regulatory affairs, even graphic design, all things that are a part of our business. So I agree 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'd like to learn how to do some of this stuff. It's like somebody introduced ChatGPT to me and I'm like, what?
I know.
What is this? I do think in health, AI is absolutely huge, whether it's machine learning, for instance, or if we're even focusing on the big data. Big data is huge for us, and it's a huge opportunity for Manitoba especially. One of the things I like to talk about around data is that Manitoba, and not a lot of people know this, but data in Manitoba is world-renowned. I have met people from other countries that know about the data that we have, the healthcare data that we have here in Manitoba. So we actually have the most historical and fulsome data in all of Canada.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Huge opportunity in healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And just to kind of add to some of your points, Kim, I think, within these various sectors you speak of, so health biotech, ag biotech, clean biotech, some of the trends that I see as kind of common themes are this commitment to precision. Mm-hmm. So you mentioned, data. So within the health sector, using these more advanced methods, these omics, so metabolomics, genomics. Also, within agriculture, there's also precision agriculture. Mm-hmm. So really focusing on how we can generate better food systems, help with food security, deal with climate change. So all these, our growing population, all these things that are, trickling down as issues that we're going to have to face. Here at SNI, I think precision is also we see a lot of that in the projects that we work on as well. If we take, for example, dietary supplements, natural health products, precision when it comes to product testing. So whether that's, testing a raw material through advanced methods to demonstrate that it is in fact what it is, it's authenticated. Another one is with our clinical trials, being able to demonstrate and provide support for novel health claims. So yeah, precision is one of those common themes. Another one being sustainability, which you touched on. We definitely see that, with product development, a lot of focus and emphasis on trying to source sustainable raw materials. Again, if we're speaking about natural health products, and same thing with packaging,
Yes.
looking for biodegradable packaging and eco-friendly packaging, recyclable packaging. So it's nice to see that, the more discussions that we have, the more opportunity there is to take these really fascinating sciences and apply them to everyday life to help the world.
Yep. Isn't it interesting that it's the sciences in all of it?
Yeah, it's the weaving thread,
Absolutely.
I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And as a contract research organization, we support our industry clients in the health product sector. Do you feel that any of these trends that we just touched on will help to support the prevention of chronic disease moving forward?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I think that actually it's the solution. Absolutely. I think also too, we have a huge opportunity here in Manitoba with SNI as well, as a contract organization to have industry come to you guys to be able to partner. And it's interesting because it's kind of, sometimes it's a little bit outside of the box, right? Doing clinical trials with a contract organization. And I think you guys are an awesome opportunity. I see huge ways for you guys to be able to expand, because there are multinational organizations, there are other industry players that are looking for different ways to be able to have these partnerships, to have clinical research done and clinical trials done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And we are the only independent contract research organization in Manitoba.
Yes.
Or in Winnipeg.
Yep.
We want to continue to be able to support BAM, its members. There's lots to do with research and innovation within our province. I'd like to discuss, a bit of ways that we can achieve this.
Yeah.
I think as an industry organization for us, it's being able to make sure that we are connecting SNI with the right players. As a member company and knowing what you guys do, we want to make sure that I want to make sure that I'm going to be bringing you the right people. Even just to start discussions, right? And connecting you with the right people. I think that's where we have to start. And then we'll go from there. But we want to support you guys. And in when we do that, it's not only supporting you guys, but it's supporting the Manitoba ecosystem. It's supporting jobs. It's supporting the economy and helping us grow and put Manitoba on the map.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think what I would add there is that, our missions are so aligned. It's about creating success within the bioscience sector and helping commercialize new innovations. And I know with SNI, our main mission is to help our clients bring these innovative technologies and the science into a marketable product that is commercially successful. And we do this through strategic consulting, and then also through our complementary services of regulatory affairs, clinical research, and creative design and graphic design. And I think with these new innovations comes more complex products and technologies, and so navigating the pathway to market can become a little bit more challenging. And with our company having been around and working in this space for almost 2 decades now, there's so much knowledge that we've acquired. We know what works, what doesn't work, where inefficiencies maybe lie in that pathway to market. And so we're here to help, and we love to take on, challenges. I think the other thing that I would just add is also that you had mentioned startups and small companies. Yes. So having come from that background myself, the scientific team is always so laser focused on developing the technology, developing the science. But sometimes we don't think about necessarily the regulatory hurdles we might encounter along the way as we bring this product to market. So aligning the R&D strategy early on, making the connection with us early on, and really helping, allowing SNI to help you through that process and let you do what you're good at and what what all of your training has prepared you for.
Yep.
Allow us to kind of help you and navigate you along the way. I don't know if there's any.
What I would add to that is
Yeah.
the beauty of what you guys do is you're like a one-stop shop,
Yeah.
right? Not only do you help through that regulatory process, but you help all those other little intricacies of somebody trying to bring their product to market.
Correct.
And I think that is absolutely fantastic. And people need to know more about what SNI does. They really, truly do.
Right.
And that's my goal. My goal is to really bring SNI to the forefront so that people, not only just in Manitoba, but outside and from other provinces, that can come here and do that. Because the other thing, you brought this up, is that a lot of our companies in the bioeconomy and the bioscience space, it is a long regulatory pathway for a lot of them to kind of get going and take off. And a lot of them struggle through that. Knowing that you guys are here to be able to offer that service is, I think, absolutely ideal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Definitely. Yeah, we pride ourselves in being that turnkey solution.
Absolutely.
Adding, clinical research to our portfolio was, the logical move. We have such smart people here. We have our science team on staff and ready to go. Yep. And can't wait to see all the exciting things that we can do moving forward. It's always great to hear about BAM's current work, some of these up and coming trends that we're seeing in the industry, all the initiatives that you have within your team and how it can help support, and really just how SNI can play a role in this partnership. And thank you so much to both of you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks.
I look forward to our continued work together in the future.
Yeah.
And I would encourage our guests to check out BAM's website. It's biomb.ca. They've got some great initiatives on there. Learn more about some of the training that they offer. And thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening to the SNI Podcast. To learn more about SNI and receive even more resources to help you reach your business goals, including information on regulatory compliance, clinical trials, and creative solutions for the natural health and food industries, follow us at Source-Nutraceutical-Inc. on LinkedIn. You can also visit our website at sourcenutra.com. Thanks again, and see you next time.